This is the first in a series of excerpts of an interview I conducted with Honore, author of the worldwide best-selling book In Praise of Slow. This book has been credited with starting the global slow movement, in which more and more people are trading in some of the busy, controlling, stressed, superficial, and impatient aspects of their lives with more careful, calm, reflective alternatives. In this excerpt, Honore talks about the fast world of suburban development and the potential for a slow home.
I mean, we spend so many hours in the home, and the home shapes so much of how we regard the outside world, how we interact with people. And if you live in a home that breathes speed, that's all about short-termism and cutting corners and quick profits, then I think that seeps into the way you're going to approach the rest of your life when you go out the front door. And I think that there's a big difference if you live in a house. I mean, I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta, and I grew up in an older suburb, but I know all of these new ones, and I have friends who have houses like them. But I live now in London, and I live in a Victorian house that was built in 1896 or 7, and it was built to last, and it has a kind of solidity about it, and a majesty almost, and I think there's something very soothing and grounding and slowing, if you like, about living in a house like that, living in a house that's been there for a century and will probably be there for another century. I think that when you live in somewhere that was put up last week and will probably get bulldozed 5 years from now, it just feeds into this general sense that nothing is forever and that it's all about getting on to the next thing as quickly as possible. And I think that we shortchange ourselves when we get locked in that mode of thinking. And I think certainly a good starting point for tackling this fast-forward culture is to profoundly rethink the way we build homes, neighborhoods, and especially in places like North America.